Okay, somebody asked me if I would talk through my rig, and here we go, by request. Playing through Epiphone Les Paul. It was a vintage special, something they did in the 90s. I wish I could remember the exact name of it, but can't find it. You can tell it's vintage because the tuners are green, just like, you know, vintage would look, right? Okay, Fender Super Champ amp with tung saw tubes, playing through a Crybaby Wild True bypass into a Ernie Ball VP pedal, volume pedal, with a Boss tuner on the out. We've got a Zen Drive into a OCD by Fulltone, Little Big Muff by Electro Harmonics, my Tremolo by Seymour Duncan is the shapeshifter with tap tempo. Excuse me. Boss DD20 digital delay with external tap tempo, and to a Verbzilla by Line 6. So I can get a lot of versatile tones out of this. We'll try to walk through a couple easy, fast ones. One thing I want to mention is when I set up everything, I usually have all the volume knobs on my guitar about a 5 or a 6 for my optimum tone, and then I just crank up the volume the volume knob on my guitar for like lead tones or harder distortion. So what I want to sound like is this right here. Clean tone, walk. Usually play it with just a slow wave, like you know, slow worship or whatever. And I've got a delay with a little modulation on it, just to kind of fill it out. It also takes away the evil spike that wah has, that kind of hurts your ears at times. And then with the Verbzilla, it really helps atmosphere it. So yeah, fun stuff there. The wahs, the pedal I usually switch out. Some days I need it, some days I don't. If I don't need it, I throw my compressor there, because some days you need a compressor, some days you don't. So that's just there right now. I used a lot last 3-4 months, and this past month I haven't touched it at all, so my compressor might go back. I'll skip the volume pedal for now. Zen Drive, I've got it set to a low gain sound. And think Chris Tomlin, David Crowder. Something, for the chords, but it's not really an overdrive, it's more of a sparkle. Not really a great lead tone. It's okay, but not the best, because it's not really what I set it for. The OCD is my more lead-oriented pedal. Something like that. Still getting back into practice. And I usually use the OCD as, like, also, I'll go through the song with the Zen Drive, we hit a bridge, and we'll hit it harder with the OCD instead of the Zen Drive. So Zen Drive would be like... like crunch, the tightness of this. Like the Zen Drive is very loose, flowing, smooth. OCD is very firm, glassy, tight. And what I also like is putting a little bit of the delay on this. It's just a quarter note delay. The Zen Drive has these great harmonics and palm muting. So already you've got two different great sounds out of two completely different pedals. The OCD I sometimes swap out for Hermida Distortion. It's the flavor of the month right now, so we'll see how that happens. Big Muff is one of my favorites. I usually put a long delay of modulation. I like the Versatility on at times. Go to my neck pickup, and don't really use it for chord work. It's more for these great that's usually all I use it for. So, again, a completely different sound. Alright, and lastly, I'm going to talk about the shapeshifter here. It's a tap tempo, tremolo, and I like that, and I have to go on this more later because this thing is just outstanding, but when you tap the tempo rate, you get a choice of, do you want one beat, one wave per beat of tempo, 2 beats, 3. This one is the 2, and just a quick change, 3, and then you get really crazy with the 4. I usually leave it about 2 or 3. And what I love about this is if you tap the tempo in and you're going into like a bridge or whatever, you want to really make us stand out. Instead of like strumming chords, just hit the tempo on this, and when you get to that spot in the bridge, that's the 3 to 1. Here's 2 to 1. Great sounds. Also, one thing to notice is, I love this. You ever notice that delay? And tremolo. Kind of sound the same. Sometimes when I need to just change for, I don't know, just something different, different texture, I move from the delay into the tremolo and do something similar of a 4-beat, a quarter measure, and do it on the shapeshifter tremolo just as something different. Again, it's just a great different texture. And then the Versatility is just there kind of for here's without, here's with, just to thicken your sounds up. So that's it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll post more about this on my blog. It's lespaulplayerdoctor.wordpress.com, and we'll actually talk about this on the blog too. So there we go. See you guys later.